Hey, what's up you guys? I am back for another video. So today, after watching these videos actually for a little bit, so it's kind of an old concept, the ugly photo shoot challenge. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or seen it on YouTube, but I love watching them. It's so funny to see people in action trying to get a really cool photo in a weird place. So most of the time people are doing storefronts, sometimes they'll do restaurants, but they're trying to get a really artsy looking picture out of basically just a normal location. And maybe using things that you normally wouldn't use. Sorry, my feet were hurting. Okay, so normally you wouldn't use or something like that. So I enlisted my husband today to help me with this. He is a photographer and I wanted to have some professional help with this because I'm first off, how am I gonna do this by myself? Trying to film pictures, also be the model, it's a little awkward. So it's not enough help. So anyway, and if anybody's looking for an assistant job, let me know. So right now, I had him come in, he took the pictures, he was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. And then later when I was like, okay, so I'm ready to go, he was like, what? We're really going to the store and I'm taking pictures of you with my camera. I'm like, yeah, you are. So he was not as excited about it later, but I dragged him into it. I think we had a lot of fun. It was kind of awkward at times just because of the fact that you're like, are people looking at us? And then when they were looking at you, I think people are kind of accustomed to it now because the ones that I had watched, a lot of times, I'm not sure if it's just a California thing, that could be some of it too. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, LA. Anyway, but I was like, well, people are going to kick us out of the store. So we have to be very careful for employees. So the whole time I'm super paranoid, okay, let me get my pose. And then I'd be like, what's going on? Oh my God, is that an employee? We gotta stop. Behind you, 3 o'clock, all the time, a little paranoid. Okay, so I don't have actual video of this just because of the fact that I was trying to get the pictures as quickly as possible. I also sprung this idea on him at 4 something at night, which doesn't sound really late, but you don't have good lighting. Stores are getting ready to close because there's still holidays going on. He also has to work tomorrow, so he really was like, we're leaving the house at 4 something to go take pictures of you at a store. Yes, we are. New idea. So he came on board and he did cooperate, and the pictures came out amazing, actually, I feel like, but it was a little overwhelming at first. So, and really awkward, because anytime someone would walk by, I'm like, are they staring at me? Are they judging me? Oh no, okay, look normal. Yeah, I'm looking for silverware. So, yeah, this bedding is great. I really want it. So that's me all afternoon today. But we got some really cool shots, so I'll go ahead and show them to you now. So on the bottom of the screen here, we're gonna start out. So the first place we went to was Michael's. I tried to hit up just one shopping center to make it a little easier since I know he wasn't really wanting to do this, or thinking I was gonna do it today anyway. So I was like, let me just get as much help as I can get immediately. So, and also, by the way, I'm not a model, so I mean, obviously, but I just want to let you guys know that, if I look awkward in pictures, it's because I am awkward. So I just wanted to do it just for fun. So, that's what it's for. So first place we went, and sorry, I have some notes down here to help me remember where we went. So in case you're wondering why I'm looking down. So we went to Michael's first, and we walked in. I grabbed a cart to look, inconspicuous. So I'm like, look at me, I'm shopping. Anyway, Christmas sales. So I walked over, and then the first thing that caught my eye was tinsel. So I'll post that picture here. So basically they had a wall of clearance tinsel, and there was a lot of reds and some multicolors, but the red one stuck out really well because I have some copperish makeup on, and I'm like, you know what, that'd be really cool to if you just kind of stood in it you're in a jungle of tinsel. So that's what I did. A lot of people did tend to walk by at the same time while I was doing that, looking a weirdo, and it's also a little awkward too to because of the fact they have all the clearance stuff kind of in a bunch. So I'm like, okay, you need to get across from me to take the picture, but there's a Christmas tree. So that made it a little more challenging. He had to kind of like jump in the Christmas tree and shoot through it. So there was some interesting angles in case you're wondering. But I thought it came out pretty good actually, considering. And so basically I kind of made like a wall of tinsel and things like that, but feel free to chime in if you guys have any cool ideas too. And then, so next at Michael's, the classic one is to go to the flower wall because there are so many flowers in Michael's, just walls and walls of flowers. So I first did some vines because I was like, okay, cool, I'm here. And then I found some, and that picture's here. They had on the next aisle over, they had like these big like palm leaves. So I thought those were really cool. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with these? So the challenge technically is not to move stuff around, but I felt like you kind of had to because like the leaves were down here in a bucket. Like, what am I going to do with that? I mean, I'm not that flexible, okay? So I can't squat like an inch off the ground. Okay, so I picked up the bucket, or not the bucket, but I picked up the flowers out of the bucket, or the leaves, and I kind of hung them over here like this, and then did the picture, and I just kind of stuck it up there. Meanwhile, employees are still kind of like walking by, like, what's going on? You guys need help? No, no. We're just fucking around in your store. Sorry, language. We're just messing around in your store. But we may get some Christmas clearance things, just so you know. We're still looking. It's just, we're doing some stuff on the side. Anyway, oh, we're just carrying the camera in because you don't want to leave in the car. Like, that's an expensive camera. We don't want to leave in the car. So we were trying to play it off like that. That was our story. So anyway, we get the leaves, we're taking the pictures. I'm like, okay, this is looking pretty cool. And then the next aisle over, they had even more flowers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know we've done a lot of flowers, but I can't help it. I want more flowers. They're so pretty. So then I got in a bunch of hydrangeas. Love hydrangeas. I was like, I can't grow them. So that's why I'm like, I gotta take fake pictures as much as I can of them because I'll never see them again. Anyway, so I jumped in some hydrangeas. That was really fun. So did that. And then afterward, I wanted to go to the yarn wall. I had this really cool idea because all the colors of the yarn are just everywhere. And they have a big wall of yarn, okay? Idea, didn't get to do it because there were like hundreds of people in yarn at 5 o'clock at night. Who is at 5 o'clock at night, the night before Christmas Eve, or not Christmas Eve, but New Year's Eve, getting yarn? Sorry, my tripod stand right now is a chair with an animal in it, so we're kind of winging it here. Anyway, so my camera's like, but yeah, because he's deciding to get out of the chair when I'm filming. Perfect, love it. Anyway, animals. My assistant is just not working out, so that's why I said there might be a posting for a job. Anyway, because he's sleeping right now, and then he's trying to get up when we're filming. It's just not... We need quiet on set, okay? And it's just not working. So, back to the story. So, I went to the yarn wall. There were like 5, 6 people, okay? Which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're trying to film a picture or like take a picture and you're trying to stand like in the yarn, like, but not be kind of creepy, that's a lot of people on one aisle to happen to be looking at yarn at that time. So I couldn't get my yarn shots. I was really disappointed in that. But I think at that point we kind of were like, okay, I think we've got everything just because of the fact that we've gone through the flowers, we've gone through random tinsel. I can't think of anything else. I did look around the store just to see if there's anything else cool. Oh, we did take one picture, but it came out really bad. It was near all the photo frames where you get things custom framed, because I was like, maybe that'd be kind of a cool texture in the background, like all the frames just stacked up and like a little arch kind of thing, but didn't pan out. So I'm not even going to show you that picture, waste of your time. So next, the next store over is Pier 1. And I was like, okay, I was going to go to Ross, but Ross is always really busy. And I'm like, that might be kind of awkward. Went over to Pier 1, decided to just hang out in the furniture. Pier 1, not as easy to do this in. So if you guys have the same idea and you guys think you're going to do this, don't recommend Pier 1. They have a lot of cool stuff in there. That's cool. But problem is there's employees everywhere. There's barely anyone in the store and there's hundreds of employees. Like just standing around, aimlessly walking around stalking you. So not as easy to get the pictures that way. First thing I saw is this really cool chair. The chair itself in the picture down below is not really well photographed, but it was like a velveteen navy blue chair with like nail head trim. Super cute chair. So I was like, okay, maybe get some pictures of me in the chair. Well, I had to do it kind of a little different just because of the fact that there were literally employees in front of me the whole time. It was in the front of the store, of course. So it's like, you can't even be secretive at all when you're in the front of the store with a chair. And then the employees are like hanging out like, okay, what are you guys doing? What do you want? You want a chair? Yeah, I'm trying to test out this chair, but I want to be photographed in it first so I know if I like it or not. Because if it doesn't photograph well, then it's not a good chair. I need to find these things out. So trying to, again, look like I'm gonna buy the chair. So I'm like, please just go away. But not going away, just hanging around. I was like, what do you want? What do you want? And then one employee leaves, and another one's like, what do you want? I'm like, I want to be left alone to my own devices. Anyway, back to the story. So he sat across from me, and then we took a picture of me kind of like leaning over the chair, which isn't as cute, not as flattering, but you get the picture. I still think it looks kind of cool with like kind of the bokeh with the lights and the little bit of the store in the background. So it's not a bad picture. I still like it, but I feel like there could have been cooler pictures possible. Then there was like tons of pillows. I thought about that, wasn't sure because there was a lot of neutral pillows and I was like, that sounds kind of boring. A bunch of neutral pillows in the background. Ugh. Anyway, so walked on past that. And then I found a really cool rug that was just hanging on the wall, just a big area rug. And there was some plants like right in front of it. So I was like, hey, can you take a picture of me in front of this rug? It's so cool looking. And again, we had to wait for freaking employees to go away. I'm like, why are you everywhere? Do you guys not have things to do? Like, go away. Anyway, I'm sorry, Pier 1 employees, but at this point I'm like, I just want my damn photos. Just go away. Like, I don't need help. It's like worse than Best Buy. Like, what are you doing? What do you want? What do you want? Like, the whole time you're there. Anyway, I'm like, just leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. I want this rug. So I'm like leaning against the wall, but he couldn't really get the picture because there's like a bucket and a bunch of other crap here. So anyway, so he had to look past the plant to the rug, pictures below, but it came out really cool because you have a little bit of the foliage in the foreground, which made it look really cool, but you still get me with that textured rug behind my head. So I think that came out pretty cool. Oh, and then we went to the front of the store. There was a lot of other cool stuff, but it's like everything in that store is really cluttered together. So it's either like you're not going to get the best angles. So went to the front of the store. When your assistant came and make up his mind whether he's going to be in the chair or out of the chair, in your tripod, your janky tripod system. I have like the one that you like bend around stuff because I didn't want to go downstairs and go get a whole new tripod and drag it upstairs because I'm going to try to film a video tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to like attach it to the head of the chair. This should be fine. Perfect angle. Everything looks good. Lighting's on my face. He keeps jumping in and out of the chair. Your children. Anyway, don't hurt the child. Okay. Anyway, the assistant, I mean, my free child assistant. Anyway, so moving on. Okay. And then, by the way, he's not physically a child, so I'm not doing child labor laws. He's an animal, but still, he's supposed to be my emotional executive assistant. He's not really helping right now. He's causing me emotional strain. Anyway, moving on. So we go to the front of the store because I'm like, okay, we might need to leave soon because people are still hanging around and there's not that many people in the store, so they have nothing better to do than literally to stalk us. So let's go and try to do something else, you know? So we went over, and at the front they had a dining room set with like some really copper cool cool like mugs, like Moscow Mule cups, and then they had some like wine glasses that were like stainless steel, but they were copper plated. They looked really cute. So I was like, okay, take a picture of me at the dining set. So we did that. Pictures right here. That one came out pretty cute. It was like a little more dark theme, but you know, it's kind of like I'm in my living room and you just caught me off guard with my drink. And I just happened to be matching copper makeup to my copper cup. You know, just not planning that at all. Anyway, so we left there at that point because I was feeling like really intimidated. We went we have to walk over a couple stores. So we repassed Michael's, and then we were outside and we're like, you know what, this wall's really cool because it's like nice brick, and anyway, let's just get like some textured kind of shots. So he had me under the lighting and just kind of lean against the wall, just looking cool, you know, just normal stuff like everybody else does when you lean against walls and stuff for fun. Anyway, so we took a picture right here of me doing that. Got that picture, and then at that point we went to Bed Bath & Beyond. I wasn't really anticipating a lot from Bed Bath & Beyond because if you've gone there, it's kind of like a little warehousey kind of looking, so I wasn't really anticipating it to be a good find, but it actually worked out really well. So we first walked in and kind of just set the scene, looked around, couldn't find anything initially, and then I was like, this is not going to work out, what a waste of time. But then I found some mirrors. Excuse me, I thought that was really cool because I was like, okay, try to get me in the mirror with this right here. Try to get me in the mirror without you being in the mirror because you're the photographer. So that actually came out pretty cool. So we did that next. And then they had some bedding. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in the bedding. Like, look at me taking it's right here. Oh my gosh, you caught me in my bedroom with my UGG bedding. Oh my gosh. Anyway, how did you catch me in here? What are you doing in my bedroom? Anyway, so that's me sleeping in my bed. People did proceed to walk by at that point, and I'm like, you know what? How are you going to know if you want this bedding if you're not in the bed? You know what I mean? Like, real life. You need to be in the bed with the covers up here naturally to know if you're going to want to sleep in that bedding. And then I got out and I'm like, you know what? This bedding is shedding. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get it. So I tried to play it off that way. Oh my gosh, this bedding is so cute, but it is so sheddy. Let me get out. So I got out at that point. And then what else did we find? Oh, we found like the silverware wall, which was not my idea. I thought it was kind of weird. I was like, this is just silverware. What's going on here? So silverware pictures here. I was like, this is weird. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is going to be a good picture. George's like, trust me, it's going to be a good picture. Okay, go ahead and sit at the little bar. So I sit at the bar and I'm like, this is actually cute. And then look at me, I'm just pouring some stuff out of carafe. Normal activity for me. You just happen to catch me on a Sunday, you know, at my dining room with silverware in the background because we're so bougie. We just have like a wall of silver. That's just normal for us. So that's our collection. So I thought that was really cute. Actually, when it came out, I was like, oh, that's actually a good picture. I had a whole nother idea, could not figure out how to execute it. I had an idea. I went and I got this really furry, like kind of like this actually. It was like a furry rug, which was a bath mat, which, sorry, side note, thought was really weird because I was like, who wants to step on a fur bath mat? You're all wet and you got fur on your feet. That's just weird. No. Talk to me in the comments if that's weird to you. Like, I see that it's cute. Like, I love my little fur wrapped over the chair here, but to have wet feet and to step down on that, that's disgusting. Like, no. I say no. So I don't know why it was in the bath mat section. It was literally labeled a bath mat. So I grab it. I'm like, okay, it's really big. I'm gonna go lay on it somewhere, but I gotta find somewhere to lay on it. Now, option one would be to lay on the floor. Your girl can barely get out of the floor, as per my other video, if you want to refer to that, me freaking falling down. Okay, I'm not flexible anymore. Flexibility off the table, okay? So I'm not like about to get on the floor. Plus, dirt, okay? Like, I don't want people to be like, what is it? Like, you can't play off being on the floor. You know, there's no casual way of playing it off. There's gonna be people like, oh, are you injured? Oh my god, did you fall? No, just on the floor, laying on this bath mat because, you know, I'm weird. Anyway, so there's no real way to play that off. And then I saw that they had an ottoman at the foot of one of their fake bed displays. So I was like, okay, I could put it there, but I was warned by my husband that he had sat there because he was like, I just want to sit here while we're thinking of new ideas. And it was like a little rickety. And I'm like, that's all I need to like lay down on this thing and it just completely break and fall on the floor. Like, don't need that kind of attention. So I couldn't do that. If I put it on the bed, it wasn't going to be tall enough because, I mean, George has to be able to get over top of me to take the picture. So I'm like, okay, the floor is not working. The ottoman that's really low I thought would work because I could easily lay down, he could shoot over me. They didn't have any other places to shoot, so I had to give up on that idea and I had to take the bath mat back, and I was very sad about it because I thought, excuse me, it was gonna look great. I thought it was gonna look great, and I couldn't use it. Unusable. So you don't have a picture of that. I'm sad about that, but you know, I feel like we did good everywhere else. So at that point, we felt like, you know what, we've exhausted Bed Bath & Beyond. We've carried this cart around, haven't picked up a single thing the whole time. Let's leave before we get caught or something happens, okay? So we put that cart back and just looked like, you know what, they just didn't have what we wanted, okay? So we're gonna put the cart back, let's go. So we go to the next idea is Lowe's. And I've seen this in a few videos, so this is not my idea, okay? But I did see one, which is to stand in front of the color samples for the paint, okay? And I was like, that sounds really cool because you're getting all these rainbow colors and it's all bokeh in the background. It's gonna look amazing. Again, another place, I mean, I guess I could have just done it, but it was already awkward enough. And then there's the paint counter, and then there's the guy just hanging out at the paint counter, literally maybe one person in the whole paint section. So I'm like, it's in the front of the store. He's right there. So he's gonna see us just taking a picture in front of the paint samples. There's no real way to play that off because you can't be like, I love all the samples, so I just want a picture with all of them just to see which one looks better with my skin tone, you know, it's really hard to play that off. So we decided not to do that. Even though I was really heartbroken that we didn't get to do that. Moved on, and they did have a pretty decent lighting section there, so we took multiple pictures in the lighting section. The best one's here. That's the one I chose. It was great because you can bokeh the lights and it looks amazing, so that was actually a winner. And then at this point, I was tired. I'm like, you know what? Michael's wore me out, and trying to avoid getting arrested in my mind was very tiring. Also, almost got ran over in the parking lot at Lowe's. Didn't appreciate that. Whoever tried to run me over, not nice. So that's my rant. I'm not going into it anymore because I'll get upset more than I already am. But at this point, you're really tired of just like, oh my God, are people looking at me? Are the employees coming to like literally arrest me? Like in your mind, you're a little psycho, you know, and you get paranoid. So if you do this challenge, remember that tip 1, you will be paranoid unless you just have no concept of people bothering you, but it's normal to be paranoid when you're doing this. Also, the bigger the camera, the more attention you're gonna get, because he had brought out his like professional camera, so it was definitely a little more attention. If you bring out your phone or like a small camera, I don't think people care as much anymore, and I feel like the other customers in the store, even though they might have looked, I don't feel like it was as bad as I was envisioning it, just because of the fact that if you think about it, people take pictures all the time. People are taking pictures constantly. So I feel like people aren't as shocked anymore. Now, if I would have brought out the vlogging camera with the pictures, it would have been more of a sight. So I tried to keep that down to a minimum. So maybe when, you know, a lot of people that are in LA are doing this, they're a little bit more prone to like people doing YouTube and stuff. So that's why they're like, get out of my store, go, go, go. So maybe that's what it is. But I mean, here where I live, no one knew what the heck we were doing. They just thought we were weird. So, and we are. So that concluded that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching or taking a look at the pictures and hearing the story of this. So if you guys want to do the same challenges, you know, feel free to do that. It's really cool. I think it's kind of fun experience. Just, I mean, we were out a couple hours other than like editing pictures and stuff, but I mean, it's just kind of a fun little like thing just to see if you can do it and not be super nervous about it the entire time. So it's a fun idea. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this content, feel free to videos every Sunday. Sometimes really late on Sundays because I forget to upload them. So if they're really late on Sundays into Monday morning, then that's why. But I aim for every Sunday. So, and you get at least one video a week. So feel free to subscribe if this is the type of content that you enjoy.